From CGMA, CIMA to CA-SA. The CIMA-SAICA Membership Pathway Agreement (MPA) is aimed at fast-tracking CGMA holders to achieve the CA-SA status and vice versa, was implemented 4 years ago. This is the incredible success story of how Fayma Govender CGMA, CA-SA, a working mom, overcame insurmountable obstacles on her journey to obtaining the much-coveted CA-SA professional designation. Hers is a fascinating story of ambition, sheer exceptionalism, grit, determination, and even intrigue. So, who is Fayma Govender? I mean the person, and what drives you?
I'm a mother of 2 young girls, a wife, and a senior manager in the Group Finance Department at Clientele Limited. I am driven by the desire to provide my family with a life of excellence. I hope to go beyond that to inspire and motivate fellow professionals to go after their dreams.
How do you feel about today achieving SAICA's coveted CA-SA status in addition to your CGMA, CIMA professional designation?
I am ecstatic, overwhelmed, and emotional by this accomplishment. It wasn't easy, but extremely worth the sacrifices, pain, tears, and hard work. I am so grateful to God and feel privileged to be part of this elite group of professionals.
How tough was the CGMA versus CA-SA journey?
Both required immense discipline and focus. Compared to the CIMAs, the CA-SA syllabus was more technical than I had experienced before. The 5 distinct courses that make up the CA-SA pathway compared to the 3 that make up the CGMA make CA-SA's pathway that much broader. As such, the CA-SA was more rigorous and intense due to the volumes of work one needed to study. Also, CIMA's digitized 3-hour exams, written and submitted online, was much more tolerable than SAICA's handwritten 6- and 8-hour ITC and APC exams respectively, with students often seen carting trolleys of study materials into the SAICA exam halls. All in all, both the CGMA and CA-SA designations have added great value to my career, personal growth, and enable me to excel in my work. I will always value being a member of both these professions.
Now, on the difficulty of preparing for SAICA's ITC Board 1 exam, having been exempted from the CTA under this MPA Fast Track program, especially seeing that the CTA knowledge is a requirement to pass the ITC exam.
In general, great study support is so valuable to achieve either designation. To answer your specific question, I was extremely fortunate that my training provider, the Charterquest Professional Education Institute, spared no resources in ensuring their students were equipped with the required CTA knowledge for the ITC exam.
Then, on SAICA's unexpected curveball thrown at you, insisting you must pass ITC Board 1 as well as APC Board 2 before being granted CA-SA status, yet many others were only required to pass the ITC Board 1.
Initially, I felt deflated when I got the news. As the SAICA board explained to me, their reasoning was because I only had 3 years experience since achieving my CGMA designation. On the positive side, they still recognized my years of practical experience by exempting me from doing articles under their Regulation 25. One more exam was much better than serving articles, as this would have set me back both professionally and financially. Ultimately, I think the SAICA board's decision was fair, even after having been made to write one more exam than I expected when I embarked on the CA-SA journey. I am still absolutely happy that I did.
Could CIMA and SAICA have managed this aspect of the agreement better?
Yes, I believe the terms of the conversion program can be refined to provide greater transparency in the process. There are many unusual cases, and if students are fully aware of what lies ahead, they can make an informed decision as to whether they are ready to pursue the journey.
So, having been unexpectedly required to also take SAICA Board 2 exams, how was the rigor compared to Board 1, and how helpful was your CIMA background?
The SAICA Board 1 exam was a monster. I found Board 2 enjoyable as it gave me the opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of the technical matters. In all, my CIMA studies were very beneficial to both board exams. The foundation which the CIMA pathway provided assisted me in my SAICA journey. Honestly, I wouldn't have been successful on my first attempts without the CIMA foundation.
What would be your suggestions for the changes to this agreement as it comes up for review in 2022, its 5th anniversary?
I believe that many CGMA find the CA-SA route daunting and not achievable, and that's why many give up so early. The significant volumes of study materials to cover in order to write the ITC, coupled with the handwritten form of the ITC exam, certainly make it more daunting in comparison to the overall flexibility that is built into achieving the CGMA designation.
And on how we should interpret the disparity in the current statistics, indicating that since inception of the CIMA-SAICA fast-track program, only plus or minus 12 CGMAs have gone on to achieve CA-SA status, whilst it has been plus or minus 100 for CA-SA counterparts.
The statistics provide a clear indication that CA-SA holders are finding it easier to obtain the double designation, whereas the CGMA holders are struggling with the conversion. The reduced number of chances to write ITC places a huge pressure on students. I believe that 3 chances to attempt ITC would be fair. Additionally, students should be provided with upfront guidance on applying for training exemption under Regulation 25. Students should be definitely made aware of the possibility of being required to also write Board Exam 2.
And any final words of advice for future CGMAs contemplating the double charter feat you have achieved?
The CA-SA journey is one that requires discipline, perseverance, and balance. The CA-SA designation is worth having, and it will be a great accomplishment once you have achieved it. You have what it takes. Just believe in yourself.
Fayma, thank you so much for making the time to inspire our students and aspiring chartered finance professionals out there. CASAs, CGMAs, ACCAs, CFAs, etc.
The pleasure is mine.